Minister, why did you make a decision to have the same levy across Greater Sydney Commission, not differentiate? Now, you differentiated the pricing range with respect to the Hunter and Illawarra, understandably,
and the Central Coast.
And the Central Coast. But why would you not do that for Greater Sydney, given there are a really big contrast between communities in Leppington and Penrith and Riverstone, as opposed to Lane Cove and Mosman and Vaucluse?
Sure. We had a closer look at that. As you may recall, we took a commitment to the election to have a look at the previous government's plans with respect to infrastructure contribution. It was.
It was not. Not in the context of what you ended up proposing.
No, it was in the pre-election budget statement of the previous government.
Page 58?
I can't remember the exact page number. There were two line items in there, very little
Two
detail.
line items.
Very little detail. Well, I mean,
you called it a tax in a press release and said you were going to review it.
And I'm just about
tax.
to outline exactly what we
got
did.
2
I mean,
lines.
if you gave me the 2 lines, you probably should talk to the previous government about that, and Mr. Farlow might be able to shed light on why it is only 2 lines and no explanation at the time. However, what we undertook to do at the election was to review the application of that tax. We had a look at whether or not it should be aligned, perhaps on the basis of the 3 cities across Greater Sydney, and in the end, it was concluded that wouldn't change anything.
Somebody living in Villawood and buying a home there would pay the same levy, because you and I know the developers will transfer the levy over to the cost of the home, will pay the same as somebody living in Lane Cove. I mean, is this really fair?
Ultimately, the infrastructure.
That's why it's a regressive tax, Minister.
Ultimately, the infrastructure contribution will be reflected in land values and land prices. And that's the way economics works.
That's the way Labor economics works.
And to restrict it, because there was also a hypothecation, as you've seen in the Illawarra, the Lower Hunter and the Central Coast, money collected in an area can only be spent in an area. When the demands of Western Sydney are
Minister,
considerable...
money spent in the area of Illawarra can only be spent in Illawarra,
Yes.
but money collected from, for example, from Leppington or Riverstone could be spent in the Bays precinct as you develop housing in the city,
money collected
correct?
from Vaucluse can be spent in Camden.
You haven't proposed any development in Vaucluse.